I can't watch this anymore, to be honest. Twilight was good. I liked it a lot. I feel like I didn't even watch it, but just fucking, you know what I mean? I'm just high as a motherfucker right now, man. And movie wasn't really grabbing my attention. I probably rated like I think the elements of Twilight is I think it's so funny, you know, because it reminds me of this tweet that I read about Twitter. I mean about Twilight, where like if you like, oh shit, hold on, sorry. Um, Twilight movie dialogue Twitter. So the Twitter post that I thought I'm constantly reminded when I'm watching this movie is that if you swap the gender role of Christian Stewart and Edward, whatever the fuck, um, it becomes just kind of like almost like anime style fucking movie where like some kind of like shut-in gamer goes to school and finds this insanely hot chick, and the hot chick is like, "Bro, I will fucking die for you. You're like my personal bag of opium." And I'm like, "Damn, this motherfucker opium? Like, fuck, right?" In kind of in this cool landscape where it's like a gothic eco vibe, right? So like, imagine like kind of like Black Rocks. No, but no, but seriously though, the landscape of where it's shot, I think it's so cool. It's beautiful. It's like Portland. Anyways, it's kind of like it's like farmer. I don't know. You, yeah, you get what I'm saying. I rate it like I mean it literally even has like cringe moments where they all play baseball. They're like, all right, here comes the swing, and he swings it. Oh wow, look how far he hit the baseball. Wow. Edward is the fastest. You know, and so like, damn, bro. Now I kind of want to watch that horror movie where the hot chick is the vampire. Oh, now that's a movie. Yeah. I'm probably gonna watch all the other movies. Maybe they're kind of like equally as shit. I think I probably rate it like a comically comically like a C. But if we're talking about an actual movie, D. Okay. I think it's D tier writing. I think it's D tier pacing. D tier like scenes that play out. Um, D tier like arrangement where like the main character will like completely ignore the fact that she's been being stalked or like manipulated and like totally overrules the fact. And it's kind of funny because it's kind of like it's just like really bad writing, to be honest with you. It reminds me of kind of like a almost like a misogynist type of writing. You know that like the five rule for like woman tips if it passes, whatever the fuck. I'm pretty sure this movie fails it like 100%. But it's written by a woman, originally as a like kind of like a sex novel. It was like a fantasy novel. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Fuck if I know. Definitely C tier. Me, because I always look at positives. I always tend to rate a little bit higher because I see the art and the imperfection. But that was really like bottom barrel. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's like really bottom barrel. I hate this fucking Chipotle that's fucking like hitting me right now, bro. Like what? My bright-eyed girl, you my. Now, do I play Fallout or do I play Overwatch? Heads. Overwatch. Overwatch. I mean, Fallout 4. I don't think it's ever gonna be played. It's just too fucking buggy. It's too fucking buggy, man. Bright-eyed girl. It's too old. No, it is. It was old when it was released. It was old when it was released. This is the same thing that happened to Fallout 3. When Fallout, people tend to forget like Fallout 3 didn't come out in 2006, didn't come out in 2007, didn't come out in 2010, came out in 2012. Okay, same year as fucking LMFAO. Okay, so I don't want to hear no bullshit. That game looks like complete ass. Okay, and I'm sick and tired of fucking Bethesda doing shit like that. Hopefully Starfield is more fleshed out. Fleshed out. I just want a more stable engine, which I don't think they have upgraded. So I think it's gonna be probably just as modular and just as unstable. Like you can make the most modular couch ever, and if you sit on it and it explodes, it's kind of like a useless fucking modular couch, is it? Not much of a. Just saying, man. It's bullshit. If Fallout 4 was more of a pristine model, could have easily had your player base squealing for a fucking 8th, ninth, 10th DLC to make more money on. But no.
I'm the last one you'll ever
You
cry.
fuckers don't even like the mid-backs.
Remember who's in charge.
What's so funny about capitalism, socialism? Socialism is literally about a bunch of fucking mid-maxers who are like, bro, we could definitely crank this fucking numbers up, bro.
Special delivery.
You know what I'm saying? And then capitalism is supposed to be like the most profitable. I don't know, man.
Here it comes.
I don't think it's the most profitable. I'm gonna be honest with you. Profitability is like
Hey, catch.
Taken the lead.
Oh, damn. Back from the bone orchard.
Man, that guy did actually get underneath my skin.
Lost.
One shot, huh?
Finishing them off. Scaling up.
Healing up!
You
Taken
won't get the
the
best
lead.
of me.
Hope you stinky.
She's gonna blow! Much better. Hey, catch!
Ow!
I am not ready to ride into the sunset.
Traveling to Havana. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Do
whoa.
not
What the
get in
fuck
my
is
way.
this?
Here we go again.
Amid
Shields
discord,
up.
we will find tranquility.
What a fucking load of shit. My team
Fruition
is filled
comes
with a
from
bunch of
within,
throwing
as does failure.
classes. What the fuck? All my teammates are picking skill-based healers at a low rank. What the fuck is this?
Attack for this.
Oh, it's so done.
My friend. Attachment. Failure is acceptable. Giving up is not.
You make it elsewhere. Oh,
Enemy turret here.
oh, you gotta be kidding me.
We're gonna move the payload or what? I'm coming in hot.
Enemy turret here. Enemy turret offline.
Enemy turret eliminated.
Enemy turret here.
Get that bitch.
Enemy turret. Enemy turret offline.
Huh?
Doubt shrouds you.
Can't see you.
This one.
Fucking god. They're about to walk through the door.
One who fears loss has already lost.
Hostile here.
I'm on the payload. Watch out, I'm on fire. I truly feel alive.
EMP activated.
Fall back. Fall back.
The path ahead is dark.
Do not provoke me. Payload so slow.
We need to press the attack.
Experience tranquility.
Let's group up. Group up with me.
Cycle begins Reaper here.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key. You cannot escape me. We must ensure the payload progress. Big Starlight. I require assistance. Engage the
Rally to me.
Oh shit.
A sip for the parched. Enhancing your vitality. Enemy located. Be nourished.
What is he
With the
talking about?
payload, Bugamish. Receive my aid.
What am I stuck behind?
Right now.
My power emanates. That's much better. We must ensure the payload progress. Over there. A taste of poison. Enhancing your vitals with the payload. Bugamish. A cure for all the days. Unassailable prowess. Escape me. You will be renewed. Come here for healing.
No one's on cart.
The payload moves towards our desired outcome. My power emanates. Misery made manifest.
No one can hide from my sight.
Surrender to my will.
Into the eyes.
Rally to me.
Your end is within my reach.
Nice. Yeah, you're not gonna kill me, bucko. In your dreams, you fucking loser.
Switching sides.
In your fucking dreams.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Listen up, bro.
The air calls.
I'll find my own path.
Lots more options from above.
If you ever need a punching bag, I got plenty of metal that needs scrapping.
Hold it.
That is the greatest present I've ever gotten.
Maybe you need better friends.
So
Why
you
is-
throw tiny diddles.
Why is
that
Ja
problem?
like?
Depends. How often do you miss?
Let's find out.
What'd you say? Scrappy Coco? Oh,
Let's get our hands dirty.
you're having a schizo moment.
Be healed. What's up? Restoring balance. Soothing your wounds. I'm here. I've got you. You take a lot of damage, huh? Watashi ga tsuiteru. I'm on fire! Itaso. Enemy cooler ahead. Under my protection. I'm on fire! I'm grateful.
I think he's looking for a shatter. Oh shit.
Let the Kitsune guide you. Like a gentle rain. Just needed a dash of mischief.
Bro, what about need? Bro, What?
Restoring balance. What's up?
Where's the...
Engage. Fire at will. Watashi ga namaru. Kagaya. We've got this.
Here you go. Feeling down.
Play of the game.
That's too good. See, like, why is he doing this? He's like, actually, the firearm that looked like a firearm is actually not a firearm. It's actually a lighter. Duh. Like, oh, okay, dude. Okay, dude. Yeah. You know what? Totally right. You know what, man? PR team cooked up something.
He's the guy that, copy down that bumper.
This one or this
Yeah, 11070. Pull over. You gonna pull over?
Please say a command.
Pull over. Three 113 to 313.
What?
Do you?
I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going into work?
Because you're going 80 and a 45.
I am going into work.
Okay, where are you going
What
to
does
work
it look
for?
like I am dressed for?
Guys, we found it. The world's smartest cop. Dude, look at my uniform. What do you think I'm doing?
What does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton. I need to see your driver's license.
No.
Okay. 3113, copy at 1050. 10-4, I got a city, Orlando PD taking off from a traffic stop. It's going to be X-ray Foxtrot 6207, XF 6207. You refuse to stop.
Montenegro. Montenegro? Who decided to name a country Montenegro? When were they founded?
I swear it's just getting worse and worse.
There's juice back there. Like, you only get 2 shots of juice and...
Yeah, I don't need no juice. I'm about to tear this up.
Oh, okay. Okay, go. Okay, period. Okay, get your money. Collect your money. Do you know what you're drinking?
I don't know what's Hennessy.
Stop playing. I knew I should have filled them up. Me trying to spare you.
Get ready to run her out.
Traveling to Nepal.
You want your
Prepare
juice
for
now?
battle.
What is this?
Strawberry lemonade.
Select your hero.
It only took you a minute to do that.
Run it back.
Run it back. Well, guys, this is what Twitter is.
Go.
Up now and face the sun.
Ew. Ew. A Black Clover fan.
Tranquility.
Oh, ew. Gross.
Overcome your pain.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
Let me relieve your burdens. My systems are repaired. Chaos on greed has spent you. My friend. I am effervescent. Down to shrines, experience tranquility. Remember me.
Back up a bit.
Remember me.
Oh, wow.
Repetition is the path to mastery.
No healers, though.
Be whole once more.
I was gonna yell at him if I read
Harmony follows you. My soul ignited.
Best round 1.
good round.
Score 1-0.
Our mission awaits us. Everything's going according to plan.
Alright.
The name's Cassidy.
No. Well, he's here now. He's here now.
Comes around. My spirit burns. I require aid. Virtuosity is an admirable virtue. Crusaders!
My ultimate is ready. Saddle up.
There's one. Experience tranquility. Silver crimson falls. I am under True strength does not always lie in victory. Come to me for healing. Chaos haunts your path. I return. Doubt shrouds you in death.
No healers.
A challenge presents itself. I'm not letting go clearing the area. Experience tranquility.
Back we go.
Kason and I have been friends forever. Like, he's actually genuinely been my homie for so long. I've known him for.
Excuse me. Can you direct me to Heaven on Earth Massage Parlor, please?
Hello, how are you?
Okay.
有清遠雞，有龍江雞。
No, no, wait, no. I don't want no chicken.
啊，你唔信啦，睇下好靚啊嘛。
No. Stop! No! I don't want no chicken. What am I gonna do with a chicken?
即係幫你劏埋佢啦。
I don't like my chickens live, okay? I like them dead, deep fried. You ever heard of Popeyes?
我劏啊！
No. Don't kill.
There you go.
50 Franklin D. Roosevelt.
No, get out.
What?
I don't drive his kind.
My kind?
Americans, I don't drive Americans.
But I'm Chinese.
Yeah, but you're with him. And they're the most violent people on earth. Always starting wars, always killing people. Americans make me sick.
Look, man, we are not in the mood for this. Me and my partner just got violated by a small Frenchman.
Wearing a very large ring.
You're a pathetic bunch of criminals who always resort to violence. Always push around the little guy.
And that stuff ain't true. America's not violent.
Come on, America is a... There you go. There you go. Resort to violence. Always...
That stuff ain't true. America's not...
Joke. It's a joke. You lost in Vietnam, you lost in Iraq. You can't even beat the Europeans in basketball anymore. The dream team is dead.
I didn't hear you, man. Talk about the NBA again. I dare you. I double dare you.
Even you skinny women discuss Holly Berry.
Oh, hell no. There you done gone too far. You want violence, smelly Frenchman? Huh? Do you want violence? Well, you got it.
Carter, put the gun down.
Say you love America.
I love America. Please don't kill me.
Sing the national anthem.
Allons enfants de
Not
la...
that one, man. Sing the American one.
I know it.
Oh, say, can you... Way to go, Lee. Today, my boy becomes a man.
Would you like to know a secret, Cole?
Yes, please.
This is bullshit! Do you know who I am? My family owns half of Rodeo Drive.
Do you know who I am? Detective James Carter, LAPD. My family owns half of Crenshaw Boulevard.
I want a lawyer.
You need a personal trainer. This license says 180 pounds. You weigh more than a damn car, girl.
I have a thyroid condition.
Well, stop eating thyroid.
Look, can't you just, like, give us a warning or something?
That depends. You girls like Chinese?
Excuse me.
Am I cute?
Carter.
Lee, we are on for tonight. I just picked up 2 girls who want to play hide the little Asian policeman.
I can't talk now. I'm in the car with Ambassador Han.
Trust me, these girls are sushi grade. We gotta hit this.
I have to go. I'm sorry.
You're still mad at me, aren't you? You're mad because of what happened when we was in New York.
I don't want to talk about that.
It was 3 years ago. When you gonna let it go?
Let it go. Isabella was my girlfriend.
Lee, we're friends, man. Just come out with me one night. The moose shoes on me. Lee!
My mom says hi.
Damn, bro, we watched all those movies back to back, huh? Bro. Why is Hiko on this list? I have no idea who any of these people are.
Select your hero.
3.
I'll find my own path.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack from Musi. Capture objective A. Reposition.
Kaiki. That was interesting.
The point is mine, and you can't have it.
I'm with you.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
Should go.
Greetings. Feels like sunlight, huh?
The payload. Move with me.
Draw strength from nature. You're all good. Come here. I can heal you.
Fire at will. Walino winning.
Who wants their guts handed to 'em?
We've got this. Careful. We're outnumbered.
Let's show 'em some air power.
Let me balance you out.
Let's get the payload moving.
Up and away. Heroes never
What's
die.
up?
Rocket barrage incoming.
Feel better?
They have us outnumbered.
Time to try again. I'm with you. Be healed.
On the loose.
Sigma, present.
Okay, I learned from that.
Activating the barrier.
Kaiki.
Barrier is nearly spent.
We need to move payload.
Cannot withstand much more.
The breeze brings relief. to try again. Kokoyo? Under my protection. You're all good. Okay, thanks. Okay, I learned from that. Restoring balance.
30 seconds remaining.
There's no time to lose. Tactical visor activated.
I'm here. Your fears look light.
Concentrating 10 seconds.
Time is running out. We're outnumbered. Stay sharp.
I licked my wounds. Let's go. 私がついてる。
Round 1 complete. Score 1-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
Planet is not going to save itself.
Energy flows through me.
Let's go, let's go! Let's go, let's go!
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Is thorny. The cycle begins anew.
I'll find my own path.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Fields online.
大丈夫？
Let's
from that.
Let's go win this thing.
The breeze brings relief. Kanetaka Ginger protects you. I'm here. This might hurt more than usual. Doki.
Let's take him to the wasteland.
You take a lot of damage, huh? Hey.
They have us outnumbered.
My gift to you. Let the Kitsune guide you. Like a gentle rain. I thought you were the sniper.
What the fuck just happened to me? Sucks. That just sucks.
Hey.
Fucking that really just.
You're in time for the reckoning.
That's what I thought before today. My heart is that much harder now. And I thought that it would stay that way before today.
I don't know, man. I'm not really doing much with my days. The rain is not really helping, I will say. I might have to go. I might have to flip some burgers. Oh my god! That's what happened to the Nord Stream! He did that with his nose.
Yeah. Over there.
No unnecessary. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. Right by you.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
I am empowering you.
Marking the enemy. Enemy here.
Enemy down. Let me see what I can do. Heightening your capabilities. Healing stream connected. I can do something. I'm here to support.
Maybe I should start shooting.
Soldier 76.
My skills are still needed.
Marking the enemy. Feeling spry.
Here's ahead.
That warms the bones.
The enemy is being resurrected.
Point. Not gonna happen.
My servants never die. Engage. My healing spell is Psalm 76. Right by you. Amplifying your power. This will just take a moment.
Hit him hard.
I need a Recall.
You can't stop me. I'm on
Testing your damage.
Tactical visor activated.
Your backup is here.
Tango spotted.
Feel stronger.
Horse and Crusaders!
Here to help. My damage spell is upon you. My servants never die. Glad I could help. Let me tend to that. must return to my post. I'm Dinah Zyka.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Thousand Crusaders!
Casting a spell on you. Let me tend to that. Right by you. Improving your vitals.
My God, what the hell?
Tactical visor activated.
Supplying damage increase. I'll make sure that doesn't scar. I'd better be more careful. Ha! 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 My damage spell is upon you. Get them off me. I am here to support. This ends now. I'll have it in cup condition. My servants never die.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Humanity is shattered. I will find the key.
Thousand Crusaders!
I offer something more. You will be renewed. Misery made manifest. Need of wings. Taste of poison. Come on, chocolate. Be nourished. In mere moments, we will reign triumphant. Over there! Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. Hand to hand! My damage spell is upon you. I could use some assistance.
10 seconds remaining.
Managed administered.
Enemy
Improving your vitals. Over here. Be uplifted. Over there. Not on my watch.
Round 1. Complete. Score 0-2. Switching sides. Prepare to
What the
attack.
fuck is this on?
Select your hero.
Fuck! I instantly died.
That's not gonna stop me. Just in case.
The Eye of Horus watches over you.
My ultimate is charging. Got an enemy here. System compromised.
Come face me!
Enemy here. Looking better already. Taking heavy fire. Aborted. Come here. I'll heal you up. Ultimate ignore. Shield buckling. And recharge. Rocket barrage incoming.
Appreciate it.
Ready!
Okay, I'm ready to go again.
My ultimate is ready! Join me!
Halo's so slow.
Take this.
No! Damn it! I don't want to.
Hacer que lo necesite. Apagando las luces.
Can you feel this?
Looking better already. Soy intocable. Look out. Here, take this.
What?
I'm taking them.
Oh.
Let's move the payload together. Enemy.
I can't believe it! My team. Team left.
I have a new plan this
The
time.
Guess I
payload's
don't really.
moving. About time.
Guess I really don't have a team, really.
Hot hat.
I appreciate it.
Shield buckling.
Pause and crusaders!
Wow. Trust in the process.
أنا ما حدش يقدر علي.
Over here. Special delivery.
Activate the EMP.
I am on front!
No, we gotta group up. We got 3 minutes.
Halo's a sitting duck right now.
Sending care your way. I myself. Rally to me.
This Hanzo has fucking headshotted me every time.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key.
Son of a bitch.
Still have some fighting. We have to try again.
The name's Cassidy.
Lending a hand. A taste of poison.
Kiriko would have been better.
Big Stanger left. When me when it
Nice, push this shit in. There it is. Huh?
Play of the game.
Why that? I'm getting bimbo. Bro, is this kid cheating? And look at his name. I think he's gonna cheating. I don't know.
He's cheating.
He is cheating, innit? He's just done that for a bit.
That kid's cheating. Yeah.
Yeah, he's level 3.
Level 3. How have you?
Yeah, he's shooting.
Yeah, he's shooting someone for a tree. Are you seeing this?
Bro, I knew.
Cheaters and Dreamer. This is so fun.
Dead.
Nice.
No. Oh my. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh my god. We're not. Oh my god. We're not. Oh my god, take a picture. Hey, take a picture. Take a picture, please, please. Oh my god, I love you, bro. Hey, wait, Sui. Ronaldo. Sui, Ronaldo, Sui. I love you, bro. Ronaldo, Sui. We do the Sui. I love you, bro. Hey, take a... Oh my god.
Not that hot, but I don't know why everyone goes so crazy, bro.
Now traveling to Musi.
Why is everybody playing only up right now?
Amid discord, we will find the tranquility.
M of a given ray Q is approximately... The formula escapes me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Look alive out there. Hi.
Hello there.
Hey there. Greetings.
Poison.
I will repay your kindness.
Securing the objective. Mobilize here.
Bridget low. No, I missed! I'm missing! I'm missing! I missed all my shots.
Even the teacher can learn from his student.
The barrier appeared.
Well, that was a little silly of me. That was a little silly of me. Oopsie.
That life is never easy.
Convene here. Actuating the barrier.
It's go time.
My systems are restored.
Tiger King 1. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Guess I'm playing fucking Bridget too, bro.
Breaking me down just builds me up.
Claiming the objective.
Let me take care of them for you. Sometimes I still surprise you. I'll remember that for next time.
Nay.
I can protect you. Time for the reckoning. I have a new plan this time. I'm under fire. Shield up. Enemy here. Weather's not in good
We're here to be heard. How's that for computer sound? I see an enemy.
Nice.
Hey, come here. shots doing?
Another day, another mission. Man, I'm so excited. Ugh.
5. Breaking me down just builds me up.
1. Capture the objective.
Just in case. Catch you later.
Barrier initialized. Barrier has been overwhelmed.
Sending care your way.
Oh, come on! Who was a fucking tank right here, man?
Reinhardt at your service.
What about Zarya?
Let me take care of that for you. Here, for you. On to the next one. I'm under
I can't keep up with this. I guess I can go Zen.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility. Let me assist you.
You creep?
Soy intocable.
Witness the flame of my soul.
You must accept the pain.
My dragon strike is ready.
My power emanates.
Dragon consume you.
Your assistance is appreciated.
Yeah, it's in Timbuktu. See, he would die and he would complain about healing.
Watch here. Find solace. Doubt shrouds you. Attachment is the source of all suffering. I am effervescent.
Stop me if you can.
Damn it, bro. It took our fucking 87%. I pressed Q. I pressed Q.
My allies will soon return.
Score 1-1.
It's raining. Can't wait to splash in some puddles.
I'll find my own path.
Actually,
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
Oh, this is not good.
They're outnumbered.
Genji is with you.
Man, I didn't do shit.
Sigma, present. Gather here. The barrier appears.
I'll find my own path.
The
breeze brings relief.
Objective's mine. Care to join me?
They took a lot of damage, huh?
Surrender to my will.
Hey.
Taking hold.
I don't give up that easily.
I burn with purpose.
What?
Be careful, Shimada. I'm with you.
What is that melody?
Time to get clever. Thank me.
Play of the game.
Let the keep
Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
Your body may have gone, but you're still here.
It's not even my brain.
We had to repair the damaged areas, but we didn't interfere with your emotion or your intellect. You understand me, Alex? You're in control.
I'm in control.
Yes.
Okay. If I'm in control, then I want to die.
What do I say to your wife? What does she say to your son?
That it didn't work. That you tried. Something went wrong. You did everything you could, but I died.
She loved you, and she gave you a second chance. to take it.
I don't want to see myself like this again. Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
That is fire though. The lungs breathing, that is fucking sick.
If you never had a patty melt and your mouth doesn't water at the end of this video, you're a sociopath. Let me show you how to make this flavor bomb of a sandwich. Get you half an onion, we're gonna mince that up nicely, put it in a skillet with some oil, cook that low and slow. We're gonna add some Dano's all-purpose seasoning on top and cook the onions until soft. To a bowl, add some mayonnaise, you can tell we running out, add some ketchup, some Worcestershire sauce, did I say that correctly? Top with garlic, Dano's, and mix. Grab some ground beef, turn that into a ball, and then we're gonna put it on a hot skillet. If you don't know, we're making smash burgers. The best way to make burgers, if you want to argue, we can talk about it in the comments. Top it with some more of that delicious Dano's, add some jack cheese, then we're going to toast our garlic bread, and that is it. Add your sauce, add your meat, add your onions, some more sauce, top that thing off, cut it up, give them that money shot, and if this made you hungry or your mouth water, you
Did you get to see the documentary that they made on him on HBO?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it.
It's really great. You'd really love it.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
His hurt too much.
Yeah, it made me cry, so.
Yeah, it makes me cry to know what that man went through.
What did he go through?
Well, just people pointing and laughing. And
Right.
In pain, constant.
His pain was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because of wrestling.
No,
because of the growth.
Growth.
Yeah.
Continually
His body.
grow, continually grow, continually grow. Bed don't fit too well. Let's talk about hotels and bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Where's he gonna shit?
Right. Where does he shit?
In the bathtub.
No.
Yeah. That's the only place he could shit.
Yeah.
one
can stop me. I'm here to help. They have us on Let's take you to the wasteland. I think you can with it.
Gotta move up.
Violently moving the peg.
Healthy body, healthy mind. Here to help. Damage intensified. Here to assist.
Dragon consume you.
My servants never die. I'm here to support. Rocket bar incoming.
Amid
cannot
discord,
stop now.
we will
Move
find
the payload.
tranquility. Let me remove. Are you moving the payload? Come with me. Comes around. I am a you can't stop me! I'm on fire!
Nice.
Horse and Crusaders! The dragon consume you! The outcome is not let them out! I am effervescent.
Not doing that great.
Humanity is shackled.
Don't
I
worry,
will
I'll
find
be
the
right
clue.
behind you. Damage intensified.
Winston reporting. Squashed off.
Supreme damage increase.
60 seconds.
Let's keep it moving.
Improving your vitals.
Dragon consume
My damage spell is upon you.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Let's keep it moving. doesn't burn. My servants never die. My duty is being done.
Let's keep it.
Die Macht der Zusammenarbeit. I'm at the height of my performance.
I'm staying on cart.
I will not let you fall.
Score 3-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Right by you.
For the moment, we have a common purpose. Let's focus on that. By the dragon.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming.
Damage intensified.
The payload.
My healing spell is upon you. Casting a spell on you. Chanting your damage. Activating healing streak.
You are safe with me.
I have empowered you.
You're alone?
Step inside.
Enhancing your strength. My servants never die.
Let them up.
Chanting your damage. Kein Grund, dir zu danken. An deiner Seite. You'll be fine now. Boosting your damage.
Fashion flanking.
better be more careful.
I'll find my own path. What's up? Soothing your wounds.
Actually, I'm gonna switch back. I don't know what I was doing.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
The flames of liberation rise.
Carl, let me fix you up. Supply damage increase.
Dragon consume you! Let them up! Let me show you how.
Sagenham! My damage spell is upon you. I'm here to help. Maintaining the healing spell.
My turn.
I am empowering you. My servants never die. I'll make sure that doesn't stop. I see an enemy. I will not let you fall. My healing spell is upon you. Monstering you. Did someone call me? My duty is being done.
Can you imagine?
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Do something! My skills are still needed. Here to help. Come here, and I will heal. Enhancing your strength. Helping you up. Not to worry, I'll catch you up. There's one.
We are at a disadvantage. Team kill.
Let the dragon consume
Ich
you!
sollte schnell zurück.
The payload is
My servants never die.
60 seconds remaining.
I'm on fire. But this witch doesn't burn.
Forged in the dragon's breath.
Right by you. Still boosting you.
I'm on fire!
Is Evie watching? 30 seconds remaining.
Let
Nice. Nice.
Play
19k Healy, bro. What the fuck? Walking. Go. I drive and I hit to go. Been a vibe in a row. Been a vibe in a row. It's been a vibe, but it's been a minute though. It's been a vibe. It's been a minute though. What would sound good on this fucking beat? Far away, I have come away. Yes, I've walked away. Yes, I came away with a new understanding. I wish I was you. I could not stand you. I don't know why I think of a poke line. Oh my god. I gotta stop being such a bot.
These are 10 most pop.
This is a methane digester.
This is the real entrance to the River Thames, and it's just sitting here sad and abandoned because London literally moved the river. Good morning. I am sleepy and I am cold, but I do not care because I'm dying to show you what's hidden at the back of this park. And here it is. This is the York Watergate. Thousands of people pass by here every day and don't have a clue what it is or why it's here. Well, it was actually built in the early 1600s as a very posh private dock for the Duke of Buckingham's boat because that's right, the River Thames once came all the way up to here. And this is what it looked like in its heyday, sitting proudly on the riverfront. And it did so for over 200 years until the Victorians decided to build the embankment, the two artificial walls that now hold the river back. Looking at where I am from above, you can see how the Thames used to flow through this park and how wide it used to be compared to now. Because the Thames is a naturally wide and shallow river. At one point, all of central London was just a big, muddy, mosquito-ridden puddle. As soon as the Romans got here, they started building flood banks to hold back the tide. But the Victoria embankment properly renovated these haphazard flood walls that used to line.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that the fucking UK used to be a swamp? Well, I guess that would make sense, right? Wait, used to be a swamp like Florida?
I'll find my
Everyone
own
well
path.
rested? You got your rations?
Like, what
Right.
is this?
How about
Who's this
any
mercy
potions?
damage boosting, bro?
Scrolls?
More to do, more to learn.
Kokoyo?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Defend.
I'm here.
Enemy in sight.
from bad? I'm with you. Let me balance you out.
Objective lost. Stop the payload. My ultimate is fully charged.
The spring flows anew.
Hello.
Enemy inside cloning module targeting hostile.
I'm here.
Healing up. Nerf this. Take cover. Gotcha.
Taking flight.
Dyson.
We need to contest the payload. Adaptive circuits engaged.
They brought him back.
Duplicating Reaper.
Force and Crusaders!
Let's get back to it. I'm with you.
We need to contest the payload.
Let the Kitsune guide you. Dyson. We're pretty good together.
Would have been sick of it.
I've got you.
The Mercy one.
I'm on fire.
All systems are fair.
Come to me for heals. I'm here.
Join me!
Adaptive circuits engaged. Reinhardt.
Okay, I learned from bad. 私がついてる。
Zarya online.
I'm on fire. Over there.
We need to contest the payload.
Draw strength from nature.
Hi.
Carried on the wind.
60 seconds. Over here.
In tip-top shape. Over here.
My gift to you. I'm with you.
Enemy inside. Duplicating Reinhardt. 30 seconds.
I've got you.
Just hold out a little longer.
Never die.
Reaper's on cart.
We need to contest the payload.
Nice, good job.
Complete. Score 0-1. Switching sides. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Humanity is shaped.
Only for good.
I will find the key. More field research. Grand.
Hey man, you gotta believe.
Let's find it together.
Oh. Have you eaten?
To see what problems we encounter on this mission.
Maybe you're hungry. When was the last time you ate? Oh, okay, never mind then.
1. Attack on this. Action objective A.
A cure for all the tales. I must recharge. Hold on. Pain is inevitable. Eyes open now. Evolution is a painful path to walk.
A challenge presents itself.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key. Lending a hand.
Attack the objective. Target to engage.
Soldier 76. Vision despair. Receive my aid.
Capture underway.
Like, I don't think
bothersome.
you could probably tweak what I did to get max healing, but like, why though? Why am I almost near the top limit? Something ain't right.
Strength becomes mine.
Outnumbered? They've finally got a fair fight.
One last push.
Lending a hand. Big stunner life. My power emanates. There's a test subject. To start anew, a sick for the parched, surrender to my will.
They have superior numbers.
Time again to try again.
Duplicating Reaper.
Alright guys, I can dodge it.
Play of the game.
Oh, the router spawn door.
There's much for you to do.
Help me. Please tell me how to...
I'm talking about Colby Covington being stripped of his internship.
Buffets are scamming you. In order to make sure people don't eat all their food, they have to be very sneaky in the ways they trick you. First off, most serving spoons are extremely small to make you take less food in front of other people. And if there are waiters walking around, they are instructed to keep refilling your glass to make you full off of liquids. More often than not, the cheaper foods like chips, bread, and the salad bar are placed at the front of the line to encourage customers to load up on those before getting to the more expensive dishes. Anytime there's a steak or omelet station, they usually have a chef serving portions to make sure people don't take too much. So if you didn't know, buffets are scamming you.
Not a scam.
These dreadlocks are too skinny. I'm gonna just take both of these.
My son is an extreme toe walker, and today we're getting fitted for a new pair of SMOs. He has been toe walking since the first steps he's ever taken. We are here at Hanger Clinic to get him fitted for a new pair. The first thing they do is they put a sock on his foot and they draw lines around his bones on his feet. And then they place a yellow tube on the top of his foot. This is how they can cut the cast off of his foot. It is the same material they use if you broke your arm or your leg. They started wrapping his foot with the casting material. Sawyer definitely was super interested. He wanted to keep touching it, and he definitely struggled with the coldness, but overall he did so good, and he was kind of fascinated by the whole process. They let the casting set and dry, and then they cut it off. They did both of his feet. The best part of this whole experience is that you get to pick the colors and straps that you want for your SMOs. He picked a cat pattern, which was so cute, green straps and black padding. We'll get his new SMOs in 6 weeks. My son
What does it mean? Someone who walks on their toes for most of it.
Killed my brother, you son of a bitch. Gunned him down when he wasn't hard to look.
Can you imagine that happening to you?
Alright, I know I've trolled a lot in the past with fake One Piece trailers, but this is the actual one, so. Let's see.
I don't like the main character, I'm gonna be honest.
Yo, I actually mess with him as Luffy. He actually passes, I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's a psyop.
And I think together we'd make a pretty good team.
Yo, Zoro looks cool too.
We're heading up to the Grand Line.
Good CGI so far as well.
A treacherous stretch of ocean.
Okay, choreography. Really good CGI. What the heck? Bro, that looks sick. Better than the Flash, low key. Oh shoot, we get to see Luffy's abilities? On Alvida?
Fighters call out their finishing moves.
Oh, they gave us a sneak peek of the CGI on his Gum Gum, and it actually worked.
Dude, no, this guy is a fucking... This guy is just a fan, bro. Guys, this looks really good, and it's just like a steaming pile of shit. Guys, no, bro, you don't understand.
My Chinese grandpa makes me my favorite meal of all time.
New classes?
Yeah.
You're goofy. Why you here?
You know why I'm here.
You're hungry.
I missed you and Papa so much. I want my favorite comfort meal of all time.
Why you miss me? You come here all the time.
This is the food that reminds me of my childhood and coming over here in the summertime, spending time with you guys.
And not talk.
What? No, you didn't. What do you you talking about?
What did you make me?
You make?
Papa's recipe?
Oh yeah, I learned it from her.
Oyster sauce and put the hot oil on top?
Oh yeah.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Jiggly. And open the can of black bean fish.
You can't eat too much of the canned fish because it's bad for you, right?
Okay, without the oil inside the can.
When I was a kid, I used to drink that.
Oh wow, jeez. Chinese sausage. When you cut it, you gotta cut it like this. That is the proof. You can't steal.
Like how Uber drivers steal the fries when they deliver food.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do, putting the lapchang, steamed egg, and fish all in my mouth at the same time.
Hey yo, you know how to eat.
Hey, yo.
Recipe, the egg beautiful. So many years, never failed once.
Makes me
Whoa, that looked fucking sick,
you all
actually.
You living out?
Can I take the food?
No.
My Chinese grandpa makes me my favorite meal of all time.
New classes?
Yeah.
You're goofy. Why you here?
You know why I'm here.
You're hungry.
I missed you and Papa so much. I want my favorite comfort meal of all time.
Why you miss me? You come here all the time.
This is the food that reminds me of my childhood and coming over here in the summertime, spending time with you guys.
And not
It's like egg.
Oh,
Wait,
let me go.
it's
What did
egg
you
and
make me?
You make?
Papa's recipe?
Oh yeah, I learned it from.
he like steams the egg in a pan and a cup and a pot and a pan. Puts oyster sauce. So this is egg.
Oyster sauce and
Why does it look like that?
the hot oil on top.
Oh yeah.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Jiggly. And open the can of
Steamed
You can't eat
eggs.
too much of the canned fish because it's bad for you, right?
Okay, without the oil inside the can.
When I was a kid, I used to drink that.
Oh wow, jeez.
Fried fish with black beans. Whoa.
Chinese sausage.
Whoa. Whoa.
Humanity is shackled.
Find a cause.
So, like,
will find the key.
This fascinates me, right? Where does black beans cuisine come from? It has to become Spanish, right?
When I was a kid. Different world. And we'll never get it back.
Where did black beans originate? Are they American?
3, 2,
What?
1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
It's traditional. Black beans is traditional Latin American.
You cannot escape me. Garamado. Be nourished. Now, to start anew. Mending you. I'm under attack. I must recharge. Hold on. Lending a hand. Your end is within my reach. A cure for all the dales. You're slipping away. Oh, my shortcuts. Queen of Wings, be nourished.
Am I crazy or?
Nanity administered. No opposition is insurmountable. A sip for the parched.
Nice.
You only ask for my help.
Over there.
You cannot escape me. Progress is seldom won with
30
ease.
seconds remaining.
We've wasted enough time. Move. Why we stopped? Your end is within my reach. Misery made manifest. Childish. Take this. Nano boost administered. Taking damage. Careful, we're outnumbered.
I am unbreakable.
وريهم قوتك.
Round 1 complete. Score 0-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
This part of the country is so beautiful. Reminds me of road trips when I was a kid.
Shed the weight of your doubts, and your mind will become clear.
Oh, we're in the thick of it now.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Shall we journey together?
When you cut it like this. Then
Listen to my prayer.
I'm dead. Careful.
The cycle begins anew.
I am on fire! Come face me!
Repetition is the path to mastery.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have done it.
Play of the game.
Hi. Hi, welcome back to Shawnee Hills Workshop. Today, I'm going to show you how I built this raised garden bed.
Alright, welcome to my latest project, a walk-in garden. A few months ago, I built a single raised garden bed to try my hand at gardening, but wasn't able to get very far with the trial because the deer in my area just ate everything I attempted to grow. That led to me looking at a fenced-in design. I wanted something where the fence was built into the planter boxes, and since I have plenty of big space, I kind of went overboard. Well, everybody else is saying I went overboard. I think it's fine. The idea behind the design is to be able to build one planter box, then join it to another that is built the same, giving you the flexibility to have a U-shaped space, an H-shaped space, or even a giant rectangle. If you would like to build your own, everything I used in this project is readily available at your local Lowe's Home Improvement, and everything is linked for you down in the description. I want to say a big thank you to Lowe's for supporting my channel and sponsoring this video. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on the building process. Wouldn't you just know it that whenever I wanted to start on my outdoor project, it would be rainy all week. The weather drastically affected the way I went about building these planters, because instead of building them on location where they would end up, I built them all in my shop, stored them, then moved them out the following week when the sun came back out. With that, I utilized my shop's porch to cut down all of the material needed to start building the planter boxes. I'll be building 12 boxes for my layout, and I use my 3D modeling software SketchUp to first model the entire garden to generate a cut list. This allowed me to set up a stop block at my miter saw and cut all the pieces needed for every bed before moving on to the next length and repeating. Regardless of how big or small you go with this project, a cut list will drastically speed up the time it takes to build. The first day I started building...
Huh. She really out here building, you know?
Hi.
She really out here building.
Foot long and help me get a little bit better of an angle to make sure that we're starting square. And I'm just going to attach one of the 2x6s here to one of the vertical 4x4s. Now for each planter box, the 4x4s that are tall, they're going to be tall on one side. That's going to be the outer perimeter, and that's what I'm going to attach the fence to. And then the ones that are on the inner perimeter of the planter box walls are just going to be a lot shorter. And we're just going to use nails. I'm actually using a ring-shanked galvanized nail, so the nails aren't going to rust. And you can see my daughter Maya is doing the bulk of the assembly here, and she's with her boyfriend who's helping us out put these things together today. It's actually a pretty simple project too. It's something you can do in 1 or 2 days. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to put together something like this. So you're going to be wondering, why would I bother to use ring shank galvanized nails if I'm just going to use Douglas fir? And the reason I'm using Douglas fir is because I built a planter out of it. Actually, more than one occasion I have done. I've built a little short planter out of it that I've set on the ground outside, and after 10 years the planter still was not rotted all the way through. In fact, it held the dirt just fine and there was no problem. I've actually also built small planter boxes, little round circular planters and little round square planters that we've set out in the yard made of Douglas fir, and I've made them out of southern yellow pine that weren't treated. Those
boyfriend and who's the father?
10 years. In fact, by the time they got around to where they would have probably rotted anyway.
Why is she one-handing it? You don't feel uncomfortable not using the other hand?
This garden in the backyard for the rest of my life, so rather than spend twice the money on cedar or 1.5 times the money on some sort of a pressure treated, which I'm not comfortable with the chemicals in that, I figured it would be better for me to go ahead and do this out of Douglas fir, and I know it's going to sit here for at least a decade. Maybe it would sit here longer than that, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it that long anyway. And at any rate, it's going to be a good experiment to kind of see what happens as time goes by. Now here you can see Maya is nailing together the short planter wall, which will be the side of the planter wall that comes on the inside of the garden. And we've chosen to have 3 2x6s tall, the walls for this planter garden all the way around. You know, that gives us about 16.5 inches because 2x6 is about 5.5. That seems to be a pretty good.
I thought, oh my god, I thought this was the dad.
You can see Maya is
but this other guy is like,
wall, which will be the side of the planter wall that comes on the inside.
Yeah,
of the
it
garden.
is. Okay.
And
Okay, I thought this was the boyfriend. I was like, whoa,
tall,
what
the
hell?
walls for this planter garden all the way around. You know, that gives us about 16.5 inches because 2x6 is about 5.5. That seems to be a pretty good height. We're going to fill that with planters mix, or for either.
I'm not even listening. I'm thinking about some other shit. Ew. Nasty.
For the past few years, I've been slowly transforming my yard into a proper cottage garden. However, this is not the first cottage garden I've grown. If you have seen my old videos, you have witnessed how I transformed my last place from nondescript lawn into a lush and wild cottage garden. It took years to get to this stage of maturity. That's because I like to expand a garden slowly, working with what's available around me, propagating the plants from seed and cuttings whenever possible, and letting the plants find their own voice in this space. This means I've spent very little money to make this happen. Buying plants from nurseries can be convenient, but tends to be expensive as well. Even if budget is not an issue for you, the process of watching plants grow from seed to slowly flesh out the garden is in itself rewarding and frankly priceless. It helps us grow as gardeners as well. In this short series on garden design, I'll show how you can see your space through a new lens, sharing tips I've picked up over the years on how to shape your dream garden into reality.
Okay, let's hear it.
In this video, we'll focus on structure. In other words, how to organize the backbone of your garden into a beautiful and practical space. I started with the side garden that links the front of the house to the back, where the kitchen is. I envisioned an edible cottage garden. Therefore, I wanted to build several garden beds where I could raise salad greens and other vegetables. So I laid out the square beds on a grid, aligning them to the house. They would need to be protected from groundhogs and deer that roam the area. After much thought and some sketching in 3D, I settled on this vintage gazebo-like structure with removable chicken wire panels to house the most tasty greens. Eventually, I would subdivide the garden into separate rooms with fences, but this ensured added protection. I had in mind French kitchen gardens called potager and English cottage gardens as inspiration. My goal was to infuse this area with sense of place. It's a hard concept to define clearly, but we do recognize it immediately once we experience such places. Think of the most beloved spaces in the world. Be it Venice with its Renaissance architecture with human-sized decoration, narrow alleys and reflective canals that exude mystery, Washington DC or Paris with regal, tree-framed broad boulevards, Rio de Janeiro's impressive mountains and jungle encrusted by city life, Salvador's colorful cascading Baroque homes and churches, Morocco's labyrinthine marketplaces and rich courtyards, or India's splendid Taj Mahal. These spaces exude a sense of place not only because their rich culture and history, it's a road. I chose the spot as the hub for the garden because of its court-like appearance. I wanted it to have an old-world feel and the presence of the stone wall was perfect. Walls and fences help us subdivide a garden into garden rooms. A cottage garden by design needs a more enclosed feel. So if your house is out in the open grass, then you really want to add some fences or hedges or even a wall to partition your space into manageable chunks. This will help you make the space feel full with denser plantings. I was lucky enough to have a ready-made, semi-enclosed space ready for use. Sun exposure was also a crucial consideration. My last place had a less than ideal sun exposure, being located on the north-facing side of a river valley. After years struggling to eke out some vegetables from the sunniest spots in that garden, I made sure to look out for a property that sat on a southern-facing slope, which guarantees maximum solar exposure for us in the northern hemisphere. This will be your greatest limiting factor when growing flowers and vegetables. While you can create beautiful shade gardens, you really want at least 4 to 8 hours ideally of full sun for productive and colorful gardens. A quick way to find out the sunniest spots in your garden is to observe how snow melts in winter. The places where it melts first are the best spots to plant flowers and vegetables. The last places to melt should be left alone. They are not good for most gardens. If it never snows where you are, it probably means that the angle of the sun is high enough that finding a sunny spot will never be an issue.
And his spot is. This guy's spot is filled with snow. See, this is why you don't really have to listen. You just have to, like.
Paths to be at least 3
You
feet
could just
wide.
look.
This would also make it easier to mow the grass with a standard mower.
I don't know.
As a rule of thumb, raised beds should be 4 feet wide by 8 to 10 feet long. This allows for easy access into the center of the bed without actually having to step on it because we can comfortably reach in with our arms about 2 feet in. Beds that are against walls or fences can be 3 feet wide as a compromise. You can make them narrower, but they will dry up faster and eat up into your usable space. While I could have fit in this area 2 to 3 rows of rectangular beds, I wanted tall protected beds with removable panels to protect against potential deer. To make construction and use simpler, I settled on the square design. I did break the 4 foot wide rule, making them a bit under 5 feet by 5 feet. Since they are square and accessible from all sides, I knew I wouldn't have a problem reaching the center. Mute them into how to choose the right plants, how to grow them, where to place them, how to pick harmonious color schemes and compositions, and I saw this tray of sedums in the store, and they're really like succulents for your garden. Succulents are all the rage now with millennials, so why not just have them in your ground so you can step on them? it makes sense to use them amongst the stepping stones here of this path because, well, they should grow really well in such tight spots, and it's a way also of having something else, because if I don't plant anything, then the weeds are going to take over anyways, and grass is going to grow. I'll try this and maybe some herbs that also like to be near or around rocks. In time, I would like to add other hardscape features to this side of the garden to complete the space. Right now I have the bare bones in place, but some other elements would complete the picture in the future. I still want to put up a fence in the front of the garden to better secure the unprotected beds from the marauding groundhog. Perhaps a short picket fence or a decorative wire one could help enclose the space and still stay true to this style. If you have any suggestions of what else I could put, write a comment down below. I would also want to replace the rotting shed in the back with a more interesting potting shed with some architectural features perhaps. The area right in front of it could be even a garden patio, and if I ever had the budget, a new French door coming out of the kitchen to the garden would make the space sing in functionality and beauty. It would be a perfect spot for garden tables and chairs, but this would have to stay on the wish list for now. So far, I've shown you practical ways I've created structure while designing my own garden, but I would like to also share with you the actual theory behind these design choices. It is in the study of art that we find the secrets to creating pleasing spaces. Because I'm an artist, as I'm planning my garden, I'm constantly thinking of the elements of design that contribute to a good composition. They work the same way in a painting as they do in a garden. Let me quickly summarize them for you. Line is the fundamental element that organizes movement and mood. How we travel through a space creates a line, and we can use line to focus our vision onto something. Curved lines are natural, leisurely, gentle. Straight lines are formal and stable, while the jagged lines are nervous, tense, or active. Shapes can act in the same way as lines. The line and shape language we choose to organize our gardens with controls how we interact with the space. Rhythm is another important element that's created by repeating patterns of lines and shapes. A uniform rhythm can be stable and pleasing, but generally should be broken by unexpected syncopations to add interest and avoid stiff, lifeless monotony. On the other hand, a composition without a recognizable rhythm is often chaotic and disjointed. Many times this happens when a garden has too many disparate elements in odd shapes without a unifying, repeating element to organize them. Like a garden that's just full of kitschy ornaments. I'm sure you've seen them around. Well, while there's nothing wrong with having a garden like that, they usually lack a focal point, and that's another element of design. To create a focal point, we need to establish hierarchies and use the power of line and rhythm to direct the eye towards the focal point. Traditionally, tree-lined paths called alleys have been used to frame out focal points in the distance. Generally, focal points are created by difference in complexity. It can be a statue, a group of colorful plants, a house, an unusual tree, etc. Balance and symmetry are the next elements. They organize the other elements to create order and harmony. A symmetrical composition is usually balanced and pleasing, but can also be too stiff. An asymmetrical but still visually balanced composition is often more dynamic and naturalistic. Finally, value, color, and texture are the last element that can contribute to balance, symmetry, rhythm, and focal point. A small, bright, active, colorful cluster can balance out larger, heavier, duller masses. Repeating value, color, or texture likewise can create organizing rhythm and can also establish focal points. By studying these elements of design, we can create better compositions and understand why they work. With the more large-scale garden structures in place, I could now turn my attention to creating small-scale sports or plants.
Bro, if you live in Europe, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit. In exchange for a couple of fucking logs, trees, tree clippings, I mean, a little bit of that, you get 2 tons of compost? Where's my compost? Actually, someone needs to make a profit off it. Actually, it's owned by this guy named Ron. Ron Wisely. Bro, this makes me want to pick Victoria 3 and start fucking invading people. And taxing them. This shit's ass out here, bro. This shit's ass. Ain't no games to play. Ain't no games to play. Ain't no games to play. Ain't no
G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and as promised, this is
My name's Alex, and this year I decided to grow a vegetable garden. I started doing the odd bit of gardening about 3 years ago, and I've realized it's one of the most rewarding feelings being able to harvest and cook with fresh food that you've grown yourself. And when I moved back in with my parents at the beginning of this year, I asked my dad if I could dig up part of his garden and plant some vegetables. Thankfully, he let me do so, and in January I started making plans for this year's garden project.
I've just spent the last 3 hours reading through my book and making notes on my computer of like the different species that I want to grow and the times of year which I need to sow the seeds and then harvest them. And it's quite overwhelming actually, because there's like 25 different species of plant, vegetable that I want to grow. And each of those different species has a different life cycle. Some need it warmer than others, some can't tolerate frost, so I have to plant them after the last frost. Another thing I'm finding quite tricky is knowing the amount of each plant to grow. For example, how many onions do I need? How many potato plants shall I grow? Anyway, I'm gonna need luck, so please wish me luck with this growing project.
I got a horrible cold and a cough. I'm feeling not too great, but today it's going to be the first day of working on the garden. We've got this space here, which my dad has allowed me to turn into vegetable patch, and we've got to prepare the land ready.
I just realized that I don't give a fuck.
Okay, my friends, here it is. The video you've been asking for. You said you were ready for it, so I'm doing it. This video is going to show you exactly how to make the wonderful, beautiful substance called JDOM sulfur. Now, I'm going to say a few words about it, and then I'll take you outside, show you exactly how to make this stuff, and then we'll come back in and I'll tell you exactly how to use it with dilution rates and all of that. Now, I want to be very clear. I did not invent this concoction. This was invented by Young Sung Chow at JDOM Natural Farming, and I will put a link in the description to his book and to his website. I am just going to show you exactly how to make it and how to use it, because I only put on this channel things that I know work, because I've been using.
You know what, bro? Mad respect. You know, I really did think something else. You know what? Good on this guy. I really thought this guy was just like an alright guy. Not gonna lie.
The slightest outbreak of powdery mildew, apply this JDOM sulfur. Gone. It also helps control and cure all sorts of things: downy mildew, leaf spot, anthracnose on peppers. Pretty much any plant disease can be affected by sulfur, because sulfur has been used in agriculture for thousands of years. There's writings going back to pre-Roman times of them using it on their crops and in their homes and in their bodies as natural insecticides and antimicrobial substance. So we're going to use this wisdom, and we're going to make this stuff, and then we're going to apply it at a very specific ratio though. So make sure that you watch to the end of the video. After we make it, I'll explain it to you. Now I do want to say that you must use a heat-resistant container, and in America, the food-grade 5-gallon buckets are plenty heat-resistant enough. Do not use some flimsy little wastebasket because it will melt. Okay, this stuff gets hotter than boiling water, so just prepare for that. And so you're going to need this and a wooden stick. And then you want to acquire the ingredients and make sure that the ingredients are as pure as you possibly can. I will put links in the description to the exact ingredients that I use and that I recommend you use these links. But if you can't use those links, then just make sure you get the purest stuff possible. It makes a big difference, okay? So in the actual JDOM recipe, you will see, if you look it up, or in the book, it also calls for phyllite powder and red clay powder. But those substances are not necessary to the production of this JDOM sulfur. And so for simplicity, we're not going to use them in this recipe. And they're difficult to find in this country. So we're going to use sulfur, sodium hydroxide, which is lye, sea salt, and water, as you will see. And so I'm just going to keep it really simple with the explanation, because this could easily become a complex chemistry class. But to keep it simple, sulfur does not dissolve in water. So we don't just mix it with water and spray it on the crops. It doesn't dissolve. It's a big mess. I've tried. But you used to have to heat it with a big complicated process and steel barrels and stuff. But because Young Tung Chao has developed this method, now we are going to chemically heat it and dissolve it into the water. It's a very cool process. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, my friends, first thing is to acquire all the proper ingredients. Now you really want to use the purest ingredients you possibly can. And I will put a link in the description to the exact ones I'm using in this video. But it is of utmost importance that you use the purest stuff possible, because otherwise you will not get the desired results, my friends. I'm telling you this from experience. Then the first thing we want to do is measure out 2,500 grams of sulfur. That's 2.5 kilograms of sulfur. We add that first. It's very important, the sequence of adding these ingredients. Next is going to be the sodium hydroxide. We're going to add 2,000 grams or 2 kilograms of sodium hydroxide. And we're going to put that directly on top of the sulfur. Okay, next ingredient is pure sea salt. Now this must be real sea salt. Himalayan or Celtic or gray sea salt, whatever it is, it cannot be table salt. It cannot have iodine. It cannot be stripped of all the other minerals. So pure sea salt, 250 grams. And we're going to add that on top of all the other powdered ingredients as the final powdered ingredient. Okay, the next step is to measure out 5,000 grams of purified water, also called 5 liters of water. Now you want to use soft water. I'm using reverse osmosis water. You could also use distilled water or highly filtered water. The point is you do not want to use hard well water. It will not give you the result that you want. So measure out 5 liters of soft water. Now we want to make sure we put eye protection on before we add the water to the mixture. And then with eye protection on, we will add the 5 liters of water to the powdered ingredients. Now we're going to immediately take a wooden stick, it has to be wooden, and begin stirring this solution. You're going to see the color is going to change to a dark red, sort of mahogany, very quickly, and the mixture is going to begin to heat up. Now this may be alarming at first because you'll feel it and it's going to start getting very hot, but that's okay. That's what it's supposed to do. We are chemically melting this stuff. So you just continue stirring, but be very, very careful that you do not splash this stuff on your skin or on your whatever. You want to be wearing gloves and a long sleeve shirt and a mask and stuff like that. So see, it started getting really hot, and so I wanted to make sure that we can do it out here in the yard. So now we're about 30 seconds into it, and it is really starting to heat up a lot. As you can see, if you look at it, it's actually literally boiling, and that is the chemical reaction. That's why we have to use the heat-safe container, because it's going to get hotter than boiling water. You see, that's boiling. That's because it's so hot.
That's
Now,
kind of
we
crazy.
just keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. It's very important
You know,
that
chemistry
you continue
class is
stirring
fucking wild, huh?
directly at this
I really
time,
missed out on
because
that.
if you add all the ingredients and then just sit back
The
and
knowledge
watch
of
it,
chemistry
it's not going to mix
kind of
properly,
fucked that up.
because it only does this reaction for a certain amount of time, and you want to utilize this time to dissolve all the sulfur. Now, I've been stirring for about 5 minutes straight here, and you can see the chemical reaction is still happening. It is boiling. It is very, very hot. And we're going to continue stirring, because now here is a reason that it's so important to use the pure ingredients, like I put the link to in the description, because if you're using 98% or 97% or 90% pure sulfur, you're going to have big clumps, and it's going to be a big mess, and it will not dissolve properly. But using the pure stuff, it's going to all dissolve. You see? You just keep stirring, but make sure you're wearing your protective equipment while you're doing it. Now, here I am about 15, 20 minutes into it, and the things are starting to die down. It's still very, very hot, but you can see that it's not boiling like it was the first 15 or 20 minutes. And so now is the time that we're going to add the additional amount of water. So now that it has stopped boiling, we're going to add an additional 3,200 grams of water. That is 3.2 liters of the purified water. Now we're going to add that. We want to make sure that we add it nice and slow so that nothing splashes. This mixture is still very, very hot. It's just not boiling anymore. And so we want to add it slowly, and that is the final addition of any ingredients. So now we are going to stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it, and make sure that your neighbors don't see you looking bizarre. But here's what it looks like, my friends. It's still warm, but it's not hot, so we're going to let it rest overnight. Okay, here we are 12 hours later. I had it covered with a lid on it all night. Now I just took the lid off, and you can see all reaction has stopped. The mixture is nice and cool. And now, make sure that you're wearing protective gear, go ahead and pour it into a airtight container. Now, you shouldn't spill it all over the place like I did, but I was just trying to show you guys, so I had to make the sacrifice. But glass is best, and this stuff will keep indefinitely. So make this, and you're good for years to come. Here is the exact quantities needed, so take a screenshot of this so that you will know exactly how much to use. Now I'll show you how to use it. Okay, so there you have made JDOM sulfur. Now, how long does it last? Pretty much indefinitely. 3, 4, 5 years, doesn't matter. It's shelf stable. So just keep it in an airtight container in some place. Now, here's how you want to use this stuff. Begin with 10 milliliters per gallon of water. That's 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. Mix that with 3 ounces or 90 milliliters of make the video. If you like, there's a night and how all of share this video far and wide. Everyone
So
needs to be learning this. Teaspoons per gallon of water. Mix that with 3 ounces or 90 milliliters of the wetting agent, which is Castile soap, until I show you guys how to make the JDOM wetting agent, which I will. Leave me a comment if you want me to really make that video, which I should make. But 3 ounces, which is 90 milliliters
This guy, bro.
of the JDOM wetting agent.
He's like, oh wait, I should probably
soap,
make
the
that.
Dr. Bronner's. And
He's going a little backwards. Wait a second, maybe I should.
Okay, my friends, here it is. The video that is going to show you a very effective and very old school method of fertilizing the hungriest of all of your plants. And so I'm going to say some things about it, and then I'm going to take you out into the field and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So what we're doing here is we are going to supercharge the life in the soil. Because as many of you know if you watch this channel, but just hear it again, no matter what you put into the soil, it cannot be directly absorbed by the plant. So no amount of manure or blood meal or bone meal or azomite or any of the leaves or grass clippings or fish or anything, none of that can directly be absorbed by the plant. So it all must first pass through the digestive system of so many different microorganisms. Okay, my friends, so it has been blazing hot and bone dry
Yeah,
for
the
many
other
weeks
video's
now,
ass.
and so I want to show you something that is probably happening in your garden and you're not even aware of it. Okay, so have a look at this nice beautiful row of Chinese cabbage and collard greens. Now, if we look closely at the Chinese cabbage, in the center, because of the heat, it has begun to produce these little frilly frondy things, and soon that is going to become a flower. Yes, they have begun to bolt. Now, let us look at this mustard green, and we can see this healthy one as compared to this one with the frilly frondy things on them. Guys, once they reach this stage where they begin to flower, they are no longer going to produce leaves or heads for us. So you can leave them for the insects, but I recommend you pull them and always have something ready to replace them, like this ground cherry. Okay, my friends, so it has been blazing hot and bone dry for many weeks now, and so I want to show you something that is probably happening in your garden and you're not even aware of it. Okay, so have a look at this nice beautiful row of
So that's called a jolt.
You might not agree with this, but here's why we don't take leftover.
You're looking at a steak being confit in bone meal.
Because Japanese white bread stick with 2 C's, it doesn't really work well with most sandwiches. That's why I always recommend toasting an open sandwich. I cut a hole in mine and...
This jar test will tell you what type of soil you have in your garden. Just think of it as your magic genie. Knowing what type of soil you have will allow you to make adjustments so you can provide the plants the soil they need in order to thrive. This is native soil that I dug up from my property. I'm just going to take a handful and add it to the jar. In order to break up the soil into its 3 different components, sand, silt, and clay, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of dish detergent. Then we're going to fill up our jar mostly with water, leaving a little space for air, and we're going to put the lid on and shake it up. At this point, we're going to let it sit for about 2 days, and at the end, we'll see what happens. Eventually, everything will settle, and then you can measure to determine the ratios of each of sand, silt, and clay. The ideal ratio is equal parts of each, and once you know where you're off balance, you can add what you need in order for your plants to thrive. This jar test will tell you what type of soil you have in your garden. Just
Really good fucking idea. Damn, bro, it is fucking hot out.
Everyone was clowning me for spending $20 on these Minecraft Pringles. Well, joke's on you, because Pringles saw my video and left a comment, and they
all over the internet and TikTok are people.
Room temp large eggs need 6 minutes, then into.
Let's plant a cherry tree. You just want to make sure the hole is twice as big around as your bucket. And then you want to, I got some compost here from our chicken pen. We're going to pour that right in the bottom. Give it nice food to eat. And we're going to give it just a little covering of some of this garden soil. We're going to water this hole nice and good. Now I want to loosen this up a little, so I'm going to lay this down. But I want to keep in mind my branches because I do not want to break any off. But I just want to loosen this so it slides out of the pot nice. Just going to add a little bit of soil to this. Our soil here is really sandy, so we want to make sure it's got some good soil so the roots can really take hold. Once we got it all planted, we're just going to give it good water. Let's plant a cherry.
If you've been fantasizing about having a beautiful, well set up greenhouse like I have, then today's video is for you. Where I'm standing right now is my herb bed, but in a month or two, it's going to be an 8 by 10 foot glass greenhouse, but I don't really know how to set it up. So I'm gonna throw it over to Brianna from Blossom and Branch and Chris from Fluent Garden to show you their greenhouse setups.
When I was looking at what kind of greenhouse I was going to get, I knew that I wanted to be able to start my seeds in it. Because we grow on a market scale, which means I start over 14,000 seedlings every season, I knew I needed it to be a workhorse, but I also didn't want it to be too big because we have to heat it in order to start our seeds in there. So the 6 by 10 size means that I can heat it fairly easily. Now we do have a solar grid, so that helps make it even more energy efficient, but if you go too big, it becomes kind of difficult to heat. We also had to decide whether we wanted it to be made out of polycarbonate or glass, and we decided to go with glass because we were starting our seeds in it. We're going to talk about
that shit glass.
For today's video, we're going to be talking about raising the crown or lifting the skirt higher on a tree, and in this case it's going to be the cedar tree behind me, but the same principle applies to both evergreen and deciduous trees. This is common in driveways, parking lots, around sidewalks, close to houses where you don't want branches either hitting things or people or blocking things, sometimes with shade, and so we're going to talk about that today, and hopefully this video will give you some thoughts about some of the trees you might have on your property. So as we dive into this, there is a video I have from a few months ago, if you look back in the collection, that's going to be talking about kind of the thoughts around this. And I've been delaying for months thinking about, is it time to do this? Because while there are many benefits, I'm going to get some space back in the grass, and I can see what's going to be happening in a few years if I don't do this into my grass. It's also creeping into the kind of the shed and the kind of the carport, lawnmower port for tools and things like that. So as it gets wider, it's creeping in there, and it's also blocking light and providing too much shade for some apple trees and some gardening things I have on the far side. So for several reasons, as well as the beauty of the trunk, I want to trim this. Now, with that, I'm losing some privacy in that back part because I can see part of my neighbor's yard and the house and the shed and things like that. So there are some negative parts to that, as well as kind of junk that I like to hide under the tree. That junk is exposed, and so either I have to take care of that junk or
What is he talking about?
Feet or so.
I don't know. It looks great, man. Good on you. Not really what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Today's episode is brought to you by Privacy.com. Head on over to Privacy.com/everything. The sharpness isn't going to be super important, but we do want it a little bit better. We should point out that we are using the methods that are outlined in which book again? Bushcraft 101 by Dave Canterbury. They didn't have Bushcraft for Idiots that I found, so I thought this is a good introduction. So in this case, he makes a bunch of really good points. He says, don't be too liberal in felling a tree, like really think about whether or not a tree needs to go. This one happens to be perfect because it's dead, and between you and the wall, it's a little,
Oh, that's not good. I left on a bad note. North German secession, huh? That's not good. Oh, I could have. Ah, fuck. I could have fucked around with their army so it wasn't making a big deal. Steel, iron, yeah, I know. I need to. Well, no, they're stuck in the uprise districts. I'm gonna steal more land from Prussia in a second. I'm actually gonna claim. I'm gonna see if I can try to claim. Can I? Oh, I'm about to go on a big debt. I just realized. Hey, can we wrap this up? Hey, can we wrap this up? Hey, maybe we could wrap this up. I'd rather have fuck. No, wait. No more. Wow, this is just passing, huh? Hey, I can't maybe convinced otherwise. I mean, I have so much territory already. Like, do I really need to go to Africa? Not really, right? I need to focus my efforts on Europe, anyways. I need to conquer this. I have no time for this, anyways. I wanna colonize. Yeah, a little like. Yeah, I stalled it. Which is the one with the bankroll? Yeah, this one. We need that now. We need to start. We need to buy over Hangover. Once we buy over Hangover, the country will look a little better. And go to war with Russia again. And France. Well, Belgium first. Well, Belgium. Hopefully, I can do Belgium, buy Hangover, collectivize, push for push for push for like middle Germany. Like if I can get this, I can definitely beat France, 100%. We can take that. We can take that. Wow, this is moving by real slow. I don't know if I can stream this.